House and early industries. The Civil War, the North, the South, the Yankees and the Rebs. Limehouse Conservation Area. I am at Mum's Fish and Chips. Hi guys, Jasper here. Today we've got something a little new that I want to talk to you about. I've come up with a project, and the project is basically this. We spend a fortune, a ton of money, a disgustingly large amount of money on ultralight hiking, through hiking, backpacking gear. I do, and thousands of other through hikers do too. And I was wondering to myself, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I picked up a backpack, and I went with a new backpack, and I've gone through several. And I was a big Osprey fan. I'm not anymore, but I was. But about 2 years ago, I picked up a backpack from Mech. Mech is the Canadian equivalent, if you will, to the REI in the United States. And the backpack I bought was the Mountain Gear Hyperlight. It's a 55 liter. And then it was called the Southwest 3400, but I think they've changed the name now. I'm not sure, but it's a 55 liter, and I went with the black Dyneema composite. In Canada, with taxes and so on, that particular backpack cost me almost 600 Canadian dollars. And I was thinking to myself, it's the same with everything else. I mean, the shoes I wear. Right now I'm wearing Ultra Superiors, but my Lone Peaks, my Ultra Lone Peaks, my Ultra Olympus, and just about everything else I use, my shelters, my sleeping equipment, my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, everything. It's all expensive. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Could a guy go out there and find, let's say, ultralight, lightweight gear that's cheaper? Will it do the job? Is there a reason we're paying $600 for a backpack? So, with that in mind, I spent the last couple of weeks since I'd been back off my last through hike, which was the Bruce Trail here in Ontario, which was 900 kilometers over 36 days. Since I've been back, I've been working on this project, and I've come up with two things that I want to talk to you about today. One of them is the backpack. So, this is the backpack that I have purchased. I purchased it from Amazon.ca or Amazon.com. In Canadian dollars, I paid 62 Canadian dollars for this particular backpack. That includes the tax and it includes the delivery. It comes in it weighs 2.4 pounds according to the manufacturer. I'd say that's about right, if not a little heavier. What I mean by that is that this to me is like a 2-pound pack, not 2.4 pounds, but about 2 pounds. That's what my scale says at home. So the weight is perfect. It's a frameless pack. It has 2 hip belt pockets. It's got a brain, unlike say my Mountain Hardware, which is a roll down top, which I love. One thing I did miss going from Osprey to the Hyperlight was the actual brain. That's fine. This is called a 60-liter pack. I'm going to show you that. It's the trekking 60-liter. There is a name for it. I've got a few notes here so I didn't forget. It's called the B-Siege 60-liter. It was $56 plus tax Canadian. It has a load capacity, the manufacturer says, of 33 pounds. Is it possible that for that kind of money, this particular pack could be compatible to something that costs almost 10 times the amount? Is it possible this could actually do the job? Could we use it on the Appalachian Trail? Could I have used this on the Bruce Trail that I did? Maybe shorter trails, maybe 2 or 3 day hikes, maybe a week hike. I don't know. We're going to find that out because I am going to test it. The day after tomorrow, I'm leaving on a 2-day, 1-night wild camp. This is the gear that I'm taking in front of me. I haven't tried to pack it all into this pack yet, but we're going to try to do that now because there's one thing I noticed right from the get-go. There's no possible way that this is a 60-liter pack. Even though it's called a trekking 60-liter, it's advertised as a 60-liter, it is not. At the best, it could be 50. It could be 50. It's more like a 48, 45 to 48, could be 50 liters at the most. It's nowhere near the size of my 55-liter Hypolite. And again, this is supposed to be a 60-liter pack. The construction of it, well, I examined it closely when I got this. It arrived about 2 days ago. So I took it out of its packaging and I looked at all the stitching and all the zippers. And you know what? Does it compare to a $600 pack? I'll say no, the stitching does not. I'd say the zippers do not. The zippers are definitely not waterproof. One little thing I'll mention, the hip pockets on my Hypolite, or the hip belt pockets. I've had my phone in there unprotected, just in the pocket, zipper closed, in monsoon rain, and it's been dry. Not a drop of water. I would not do that with this particular pack. So there are a couple of things right off the bat that I noticed about this. What about the actual workmanship when stitching? The stitching seems okay. The workmanship seems okay. It does have load adjusters on the top. The two pockets I put on, these are my Z-Packs pockets. One I use for snacks, the other one I use for my electrolyte water. They did not come with this pack. In fact, those two pockets were double the price of this pack to get them here. It's got hip belt pockets on either side. It's got a little padding on the side that the manufacturer said helps airflow. On the back that the manufacturer says helps airflow. I kind of doubt that. But you know what? We're going to know. We're going to find out. We're going to use it and we're going to see. But today is our first look. Let's see what we think of this pack. Let's see how we're going to pack this pack. Because really it is 58 liters at most, 48, maybe even 45. So, having said all that, what I have here is a compactor bag. This compactor bag is the same one I have in my Hypolite. Now, I have a feeling this is going to be huge for this particular pack, but it fits perfectly in my so-called 55-liter Hypolite, which is, if this is 60, my Hypolite's got to be like 80 liters. That's the comparison I would find. Anyhow, let's just open this, if we can find the opening. I mean, it's got one. There it is. Let's put it inside the backpack because I use compactor bags all the time. Let's put it inside this backpack. Let's just see. Oh, sure, I'm going to fiddle around a little bit. I haven't actually done this with this pack yet. I've done nothing with this pack yet, other than take it out of the packaging and take a look at it and bring it here today so we can look at it together, we can pack it together. So, yes, first of all, like we felt, the compactor bag is pretty big. But that's okay, doesn't matter, it gives us something to roll down, more protection. Okay, how do I pack my bag? In here, I have my Patagonia sleeping bag, my sleeping bag liner, and my Thermarest inflatable pillow in here. It goes in first. To the bottom it goes, compressed, and it's in there. Next, my Thermarest Neoware ultralight sleeping pad. Okay, in it goes, down to the bottom, pushes in behind my sleeping bag. Okay. Now, before I go any further on putting things on the inside, I know that I may want to use the straps. We'll just make some space here. The straps, and I'm going to attach my tent to the outside. Now, this is something I don't usually do, and I do feel that there might be enough room for my tent on the inside. My tent, by the way, is the new tent, my Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2. But today, and for the next 2-day hike coming up in a couple of days, we're going to pack it to the outside. I'm going to do that with, this is my Tiger Wall. This is my Tyvek footprint. I'm going to wrap the Tyvek footprint around the Tiger Wall for protection. And then I'm going to fasten. Again, it might be a little fiddly, only because I haven't used this pack yet. I haven't tried to do anything in this pack yet. Like what we're doing right now, we are doing for the first time. I assure you, we're doing this together. So, that's snapped on there pretty easily. Well, maybe not. As you can see, that just pulled right out of there. Maybe I didn't connect it right. It snapped in this time. I probably didn't connect it right. Much better. Let's try it again. Okay. My tent, my Tyvek, packed nicely on the outside. The Tyvek's here for protection. I do not like carrying a tent like this, especially if I'm on a trail like the Appalachian or the Bruce, where you've got a lot of trees, you're in the green tunnel, there's a lot of twigs, a lot of branches that can snag. I like my tent to be inside my pack, but in this case, we're protecting it with Tyvek, and I'm okay with that too. In fact, that was a little technique I learned from a hiker on the Appalachian Trail, a trail named Professor. I saw him doing that, and I thought, oh, I can do that too then. Okay. Now, in the side pockets, one side pocket is going to take, because it does have side pockets, one on each side, I'm going to put my tent poles in one of the side pockets. I use a carabiner, and I attach that carabiner to something on my pack. Something. So if I snag this bag on a twig or a branch as I walk through a forest and I don't know about it, it's not going anywhere. One 1 liter smart bottle, water bottle. These are empty right now in that side. In the other side, I'm going to put in my Thermarest Z pack. We're going to put it in this side, and we're going to use this obviously as our seat and so on. But let's put it in this particular side. Now, you're going to find that, how you doing? Got some hikers coming by, or getting ready to come by. There's a parking area here for hikers, and they're going to park and hike. And my second, whoa, I dropped it. Let's try that again. And my second 1 liter bottle goes in the side pocket here. So, okay, we're just working on packing a new pack that is severely undersized from what the advertisement says. But that's okay, not a problem. Don't concern myself with it. What I've got to work with is what we've got to work with. Now, we've got the sleeping bag in there. We've got our sleeping gear in there. We've got our tent attached. We've got the tent poles packed. We've got the water bottles packed, even though they're empty. That's fine. What comes next? Well, the way I pack my gear is, I'm going to put my cook system, Jetboil Stash, goes in the back. My kitchen Tupperware and spoon goes in the bag. I eat all my meals out of that Tupperware. You've probably seen that. My ramen noodles, my ramen bun. My ramen noodles, potatoes, and protein, right out of there. Okay. What's next? Well, this is just a 5-ounce nylon synthetic hoodie. Perfect layer. Goes in next. Love this thing. Okay. Okay. That's in. What about some rain gear? Well, rain pants. I'm going to put those, because I don't use them much. I'm going to put those in the pack. My Frog Togs Pro Light rain jacket is going to go in the pouch on the back of the pack. Right there. Then I take my water filter. My water filter normally I would use a carabiner on that. and I have one. Very, very, very important. Things that are so important to me, I carabiner everything. I really do. Okay. And there, well, I'm just trying to see where I'm actually going to attach that, because that should have a closure. It's got a little bracket here, or a buckle, but I don't see. Oh, goes right there. There we go. That's exactly how it goes. Got it. And then we're going to attach the carabiner for my water filter somewhere else. We're going to attach that right there. So if I'm hiking, my water filter comes out of my bag, it just dangles. I do that with everything that's important. My tent will have one, my tent poles, my water filter. Let's connect the one up for the tent right here. Here's the carabiner. And let's attach this to, we can attach it to this particular strap right there. Perfect. Okay. I'm happy with those. I'm happy with those. Let's see how much space we've got left, and let's see what we've got to go in there yet. We have an electronics bag. In here we have electronics. We have a small first aid kit, and we have our toothpaste, small mouthwash, and a toothbrush right here. Now what I'm packing for today, by the way, is the 2-day, 1-night wild camp. So my battery pack is smaller, my food pouch will be smaller than, say, if I was doing a 4, 5, or 6-day hop before I could resupply. But that's the hike that's coming up next, so that's what we'll pack for today. Food bag. I've already prepared this with 2 days of supplies. That's ramen noodles, instant potatoes, 1 4-ounce pouch of Spam, 1 4-ounce pouch of white chicken meat, which again, you can only buy those pouches in the States. I have a couple of bagels in there. So that's my main entree type foods. I keep them separate from such things as my bars. My bars all go in my Z-Packs food bag. This has lots of bars for probably 3 or 4 days. Few extra won't hurt. That goes in my pack. Okay, what else have we got to go in the pack? Well, right now, nothing. Let's review. Tent, tie bag, tent poles, 1 liter water bottle, sit pad, 1 liter water bottle, inside the bag. Sleeping bag liner, inflatable pillow, Thermarest air mattress, jet boil stove, Tupperware and spoon for eating, electronics, first aid, toothbrush, and personal hygiene kit in that regard. Food bag and bars. That's it. Let's close that up. Let's just close that up. Let's pull. It's got a pull lock. It's got a brain. If I only had a brain. Well, it's got one. Whoop. Didn't do that right. Yeah. Toilet kit. The toilet kit I keep handy. Just goes in the brain. Here we have another pouch. Here, if I wish to, I could keep keys, I could keep my wallet, my money. It could also go in the brain if I chose to. My water bottle, or my electrolyte water bottle, which I have already filled with electrolyte product that I use, which is that Mio, and it's the orange electrolyte, goes in my left side pocket with the shoulder and on the shoulder strap, just like so. The right pocket is empty right now, but there'll be a couple of bars in there when I leave. And my trusty rain cap, because I like a rain cap. And my rain cap fits also with a carabiner. These things are handy on the outside of my pack, just like so. That is how I, at the first look, now don't get me wrong, I haven't given this a ton of thought. We just put this together as we put this together. Let me grab my phone and a couple of other items. We're going to pack those too, and then we're just going to see what kind of weight we've got here. Just stand by, please. Okay, so we've got my iPhone 15. That goes in a pocket. Small pocket, smaller than the iPolite for sure, but bigger than what's on an Osprey. Right there. There is a little pocket knife missing that I carry with me. I also have in one pocket my gum and my bug spray for 2 days. So that's in there. So what's missing? Well, if you see anything that's missing, comment below. The gas for my cook system was inside the actual pouch itself, inside the can. I have a partially used 8-ounce butane cylinder in there, which is going to be lots for what I want for the 2 days that I'm gone. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything else? Would I be fine to go out now on a 2-day hike? 1 night wild count? I think so. I mean, obviously we have to get water, but in this particular case, we'll talk more about the destination when we get out there, but in this particular case, there's actually a river right at where I'm going to camp, and it's about 30 kilometers out, camp 30 kilometers back. This also has straps at the top, which is great if you want to pack something up there too. So that's fine too. What does it feel like? Well, feels good. Let me put my glasses on, because I want to weigh this pack now. Now, keep in mind, we have the water bottles and we have the food, but we don't have any water in there, but it's 2 liters. And 1 liter is 2.2 pounds. So if I fill these 2 liters, that's another 4.4 pounds of weight that we're going to add on to this. My electrolyte water is already full, which is 600 ml. Let us see what we've got for weight. Okay, that is showing 9 kilograms. So, let me just take my phone out again. So that's 9 kilograms. Let's take the phone out. Oh, so 9 kilograms, 1.2, 1.2. So it's 11.4. Let's round it off at 11.5 kilograms. That is a pretty good pack weight. Let's just change that. If I can make my phone work. Let's just take a look at 9 kilograms to pounds. $19.84 pounds plus 4.4, so we'll call it 20, 24. You know what? We are looking at a pack weight of like 24. Let's add a couple of other small items. 24, 25, maybe even 26 pounds for the 2-day hike with food. Now, how would that change on something longer? Well, of course, the only thing that would change is the amount of food I'd be carrying. 2.5 liters is my, or 2.6 liters is what I usually carry on general trails. Depends on the trails. If I was doing the Arizona, there'd be times I'd have to carry a lot more than that. I get it, but it depends. It depends on the trail. Everything's a variable. Would this be a pack for the Arizona? Probably not. It would be carrying a lot more water. I've heard stories of guys having to carry up to 9 or even 10 liters of water on the Arizona. So this pack is probably not. for that particular trail. But generally speaking, how would it work? Well, for what I'm doing, would it work on the Appalachian? You know what? I don't know. But we'll know after we've given it a try. Let's don this pack, fully loaded, ready to go. 2-day, 1-night wild camp. Got all our gear, got the food. We have not put the water in it yet, but as I say, in this particular case, we don't need to, because there's water at destination. How does it feel? You know what? It feels fine. It feels fine. Again, I just put it on. Time will tell. We'll get a better kind of indication on how it feels after we've actually done the 2-day hike. Okay, so there you go. $60 compared to $600. You know what? What we cannot comment about, but we will down the road, is longevity, durability, overall comfort, how it compares to a $600 pack, or a $300 Osprey pack, or $500 Osprey pack, or whatever. But I liked how it went together packing. Again, I had never packed this pack. I took it out of its packaging yesterday, or 2 days ago, day before yesterday. I put together the gear that I wanted to put in there, laid it all out on the table. We packed it together for the first time. It wasn't brain surgery. It's pretty simple, really. It should be fine. I think this pack for this kind of load will hold up. So I mentioned, how does it change? The only thing that's going to change is if I was doing a 4-day hop or a 5-day hop. On the Appalachian Trail, you're usually not any more than 3, possibly 4 days away from resupply points. I feel that this pack would hold that quite well, the extra food, not a problem. So you know what, I'm looking forward to giving this a try. And it's packed and ready to go for the day after tomorrow.